Let's look at a couple more examples here. So let's take a peek at number 7. It says the area of a triangle is given by the formula area equals 1/2 base times height. If the base of the triangle measures 8 centimeters, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep a chart here. So 8 centimeters for the base, and the height is going to change. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But the base is always going to be 8 for each of these. Let's go ahead and find the area. Well, area equals 1/2 base times height. So 8 times 1 is 8, so half of 8 is 4. Base times height if the height is 2, that's 16, so half of 16 is 8. And we have half of 24, which is 12. We have half of 32, which is 16. Half of 40, which is 20. And half of 48, which is 24. And don't forget, you probably should have centimeters squared for the area for each of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that in real quick, because units are important. All right, let's take a look at number 9. It says write a function for the rule for the following table. Well, it looks like my function here, when x is 3, I get the output of 9. When x is 4, I get 16. When x is 5, I get 25. When x is 6, I get 36. So it just looks like we are squaring each of our inputs. So y will equal x squared, and let's go ahead and check it out. Is 3 squared 9? You bet. Is 4 squared 16? Yep. 5 squared is 25, and 6 squared is 36. Write a function that represents the number of cuts you need to cut a ribbon into X pieces. All right, so if I don't have any cuts, I know I will have one whole ribbon. If I make one cut, I know I will have 2 pieces of ribbon. If I make 2 cuts, I'm going to have 3 pieces of ribbon. If I make 3 cuts, I have 4 pieces of ribbon. And actually, technically, we should probably have this the other way around, right? So this should be y and x. If x is the number of pieces, and I don't like that. We should just rearrange it. So I'm just going to start new with my table here. So if I make, we can't have 0 pieces. So if I cut it into, if I have 1 piece, that means I have 0 cuts. 2 pieces means I had 1 cut, and then so forth. All right, so it looks like our function is going to be defined by x minus 1, right? Because if I start with 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. If I substitute 2 in, 2 minus 1 is 1, 3 minus 1 is 2, and 4 minus 1 is 3. So my function here is going to be y equals x minus 1. The last one I'm going to go over is number 13. So Solomon charges $40 flat rate plus $25 per hour to repair a leaky pipe. Write a function that represents the total fee charged as a function of hours worked. So we're going to have the $40 no matter what. And let's just let it be charged is the cost here. So $40 no matter what. And then we have $25 per hour. So we have 25 times h, because we don't know how many hours yet we're going to be working. So there's the function that we can come up with for part 1. How much does Solomon earn for a 3-hour job? Well, let's go ahead and substitute 3 in for h, because that's how many hours he is working. So 40 plus 25 times 3 is 75. So that gives me $115. So he earns $115 for a 3-hour job. Part part 3 here, how much does he earn for 3 separate 1-hour jobs? So let's just see how much he earns for a 1-hour job. So 40 plus 25 is $65. Now, if he has 3 1-hour jobs, let's go ahead and take 65 times 3. And Solomon is actually going to make $195 for those 3 separate 1-hour jobs. So he is going to make more on the separate 1-hour jobs than if it were one job that took 3 hours.